World War I, also called the Great War, was one of the most destructive conflicts in human history, and it lasted from 1914 to 1918. It began in Europe, but quickly spread across the world, involving more than 30 countries and causing the deaths of millions of people. The main reasons behind this war were militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism. European nations had built huge armies and advanced weapons. They had formed powerful alliances that promised to support one another. They were competing to control colonies around the world, and strong feelings of nationalism were rising among people and small groups wanting independence. The immediate spark came when Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was assassinated in June 1914, and within weeks, countries declared war one after another because of their alliances. On one side were the Central Powers, including Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria, while on the other side were the Allied Powers, mainly Britain, France, Russia, and later Italy and the United States. People first thought the war would be short, but it turned into 4 years of horror and destruction. Soldiers dug long trenches on the battlefields where they lived in terrible conditions filled with mud, rats, disease, and constant danger from enemy fire. Battles like the Somme, Verdun, and Gallipoli became symbols of suffering, with millions of young men dying for only small pieces of land. New deadly weapons like machine guns, poison gas, tanks, submarines, and airplanes made the war more brutal than anything seen before. In 1917, the United States joined the Allies, giving them fresh power, while Russia dropped out of the war because of the Russian Revolution. Finally, in November 1918, Germany agreed to a ceasefire and the war ended. The following year, the Treaty of Versailles was signed, blaming Germany for the war and forcing it to pay heavy penalties, which created anger that later led to World War II. The results of the war were massive. Nearly 20 million people died. Old empires like the Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian, German, and Russian empires collapsed. New countries were formed, and the League of Nations was created to maintain peace. World War I was not just a fight between armies, but a global tragedy that changed politics, societies, and the map of the world forever. Even though it ended more than a century ago, its effects are still remembered today as a lesson of how destructive human conflict can be.